a very warm welcome to all the audience. We would like to welcome all of you to our webinar entitled Geometry is Useful in Daily Life. The definition of geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with the measurement, properties, and relationship of points, lines, angles, surface, and solids. It is our pleasure to have with us today the panelists from various backgrounds. Our first panelist is Ms. Cheng Siu Hun, a computer-aided design engineer or CAD engineer in MTS company. She has been in this field for more than 15 years. She will talk about geometry in construction. Our second panelist is Ms. Loh Woi Ju, computer graphic designer. She has been experienced in this field for more than 10 years. She will discuss about geometry in computer graphics. Our third panelist is Ms. Azurawati Binti Adam, architecture in building, 9 years experience. She will sharing geometry in arts. Lastly, Ms. Juliati Binti Fadzila, interior design from KE Interior Design Company, KL, and have 18 years experience in this field. She will give information about geometry in interior design. So now, without much ado, I would like to cordially invite Ms. Cheng to present her sharing. So Ms. Cheng.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Hilmi, for inviting me to this webinar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I would like to talk about the useful of geometry in everyday life, particularly in constructions of buildings. Geometry has many practical uses in every single day in our life, such as measuring circumference of any geometrical shapes, finding the area and volume when you need to build or create something. Geometry also allows you to determine how much material you need to complete a project. For example, if you need to build a backyard in your house, you need to calculate the perimeter of your yard, and you also need to determine how much fencing you need, and you might also possible to calculate the surface area, your walls, as well to determine how much paint you need. Our engineer, architects, and builder use geometry to calculate area and volume before they install in-ground pools or build houses and other huge structures. With today's technological advances, there are many structures can be built, such as sports stadiums, athlete fields, or sport equipment itself that enable competitions and challenge participants to achieve the desired goals. So in constructions industry, whether the purpose is to build a storage buildings in your backyard, a single family homes, a new highway, or a high-rise office complex, the constructions industry simply could not the construction industry simply could not exist without the principle of geometry. We are very grateful today to those who had contributed in the constructions that use geometry. Otherwise, we may have no place to live, or no building to set up and office to work, no highway, and no bridges for transportations, and many more things that's related to our daily lives directly. So I strongly agree that geometries provide a lot of useful things to human lives, especially in the field of constructions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cheng, sharing about useful of geometry in constructions. Now we would like to hear from our second panelist, Ms. Loh.
Okay, Thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Geometry useful in computer graphics. As a computer graphic designer, geometry is a cornerstone of computer graphics and computer animations. Geometry provides the frameworks and tools for solving problems in 2 and 3 dimensions. The computer programmers are able to work because the concept of geometry are always at their disposal. Besides that, the audio-visual presentations in different segments, such as education, entertainment, also use geometry as a part of art and creativity. Computer graphics is a prime application of geometry in day-to-day life we can consider here. Like example, smartphones, laptops, computers are designing using geometrical concepts. The games we play also use geometry to find relevance between the different and the distant shapes of object design. Though most games speed over real-life effects, geometry provides both for computer and video programmers. The virtual world of computer games is great only because the geometric computations help in design of complex graphics of the video games. So, geometry really the cornerstones of computer graphics and computer animations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Loh, for the reasonable information about useful of geometry in computer graphics. Now let's hear from our third panelist, Ms. Azura Wati binti Adam.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad, as a moderator, and good morning to all the audience. In my opinion, geometry is useful in daily life, especially in art. Art is another excellent use of geometry is how artists use the concept to design the best painting and express their ideologies. Their use of colors, brushes, and different strokes give birth to excellent artwork. Artists also design apparel, accessories, and other items we use. You can understand the importance of geometry in daily life. For the art lover, geometry is the use one or the several geometry shapes. Mean or several geometry shape means to create a visual sensory experience. The art is abstract, futuristic, and often colorful, portraying and create shape in ways you never imagined possible. Geometry art is artistic movement created in the early 20th century by artists. Geometry art is created using geometric element and shape. Geometry art is inspired by geometry. Geometry is a branch of mathematics related to the shape, size, and relative position of figures. Geometric shapes are made by humans. Geometry shape relief to geometry. Several abstract art movements and tendencies originate from geometry. Art is made of point and line. Some art is created in simple shapes such as triangle. For example, if you go to shopping mall, you can see the shape of gateway. If we enter the inside, you can see of any the geometry on the floor. If we go to the playground, we can see the slide, swing, climber playset, outdoor system, merry-go-round, playground with swing, fitness, and seesaw. The geometry is the behalf to the art. So, in my opinion, geometry is related to the art. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad.
of geometry in art. And now we would like to hear from our last panelist, Miss Juliati.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad.
Yeah, thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all audience. I'm Juliati from Interior Design Company in KL. I want to give some opinion about application of geometry design in interior design. Daily, the application of coordinate geometry in daily life can also be found in interior design. Setting new item in an open space is done perfectly using the concept of coordinate geometry. In ancient time, geometric shape influence a person's emotional environment. For example, a square shape can associate with organization and efficiency. Another one, a circle, can be represented goodwill and generosity. And another example, like a triangle, show a leadership qualities, pragmatism, and determination. I want to tell some example of interior design which is used the geometry design. For example, geometric furniture. Many designers are fans of simple design. Therefore, they are happy to create new furniture patterns in the form of geometric shape. For example, geometric shape like straight line, rhombus, and triangles are embodied in luxurious chairs, elegant tables, and unusual chairs. Last but not least, another design like painting on wall. Like before, our wall are plain, but now we can paint our wall with a geometric shape so that our wall can be more attractive and modern. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to all our panelists today. Let's recap all the talk. Ms. Cheng shared about the useful of geometry in construction. Ms. Loh discussed about geometry on computer. Ms. Azurawati talked about how artists depend much on geometry to have excellent paintings and designs. And our last panel, Ms. Juliati, she explained how geometry involved in interior design. So that's all for today. Thank you for all the panelists and for all the lovely audience. Don't forget our next webinar entitled The Challenge in Teaching Science and Mathematics in English. See you soon.